Welcome to Gavin Garage. Today we're going to be rebuilding the CV axle boot from the passenger side on a 2008 Scion TC. I got the axle boot kit from Toyota. It was about $90 for each one of the sides. Today I'm going to be focusing on the passenger side, which is a problem child. And stick around and we're going to show you step by step. Alright, so we have the shaft out of the hub. It did take a little bit of persuasion with the hammer and a chisel, but we got it out. You can see that it's really bad in there. What I'm going to do now is I'm going to go ahead and clip off the clamp in there. It's a little hard to see, so just trust me, it's somewhere in there. Alright guys, so here is our shaft. This bearing is rusted. You guys can see all the rust in there. That's because this boot has been ripped for so long. It's been driven through water, literally through everything. I'm not gonna be able to reuse this, so I'm gonna need to go to the junkyard and get another one. This is what it should look like. See the color? And then look at these. You can see the rust in there. So this one is done. I'm gonna see maybe we could just get another shaft and rebuild that one, or just get this guy, but this guy's no bueno. We can also see in there. So I'm gonna need to go to the junkyard and find another one of those bearings or another shaft, and find one in better condition so that we can rebuild that one. But this one is not good. At least the bearing's not good anymore. So I'm gonna take a short pause and I'm gonna go to the junkyard. Alright guys, so after what appears to feel like an eternity, I have a new bearing that I got from a local junkyard. I had to go run some errands as well, so it took me quite a while. The hardest thing I experienced at the junkyard was removing the snap ring that goes here. I'm going to try my best here to do it as fast as possible, but that's pretty much the hardest part to this. Alright, so I'm going to start by pounding down on this bearing just to get it to move down as far as possible. I'm going to go ahead and just put this on here so it's not 100% metal to metal. Okay. Now the snap ring is right here, and I'm going to use my trusty pliers. Okay, here it is. Hopefully you guys can see that. And then I used a pick. There it is. And this should just come off. Perfect. This is what we wanted. Okay, so now that we have the bearing off, I'm going to go ahead and take off this band, metallic band. I'm going to remove this band as well, and then this one, and then we're going to put in the new boot and all the grease and the new bands as well. One thing I want to remind you of is that each one of these bands is a specific length and size. The band has a size engraved into it. So here's the band size that I was talking about. Here's the kit. So it's got a new inner boot. You can see that's where the spider bearing goes. You get a new outer boot. Alright, so you have two tubes of grease, 1 and 2. I believe it's the same exact thing. You also have the bands here, so again, depending on the size and where you grabbed it from. Shit, this is different. You have 2 new clips. This is the new snap ring, and some more clamps. All right, let's get to it. All right, guys, quick update. So the rebuild kit comes with the boot that is not flexible. I think I already explained this. It's kind of like hard plastic, so it doesn't go over this piece on the original shaft. So I had to go buy a rubber one. Yes, those are zip ties, but that is a temporary solution. The reason for that is the tool that I bought didn't really work, and then it ended up breaking to clamp this style of clamp. Okay, so what I'm doing is this is the outer boot. I'm gonna go to the dealership tomorrow and just buy the half shaft, or find out how to remove that bump in the middle of the shaft. And now I'm working on rebuilding the spider bearing, but let me show you what I also tried. So I had originally purchased from Car ID, I believe, or Car Parts, or something like that, a full axle. Okay, that's the spider bearing there that was connected to that bearing. I ripped the band right there, and I try to fit this piece into the car. Unfortunately, that didn't work because the spider bearing on the aftermarket shaft is a lot bigger than the stock half shaft from the Scion. So that didn't work. So now I'm rebuilding, kind of Frankensteining the original one together. Like I said, it's a temporary solution until tomorrow. I just want the car running. I've been at this since about 12:30. It is now literally 9:30. So that's the progress. 3 days later, giving you an update on the axle situation here on the Scion. So I didn't have the right tools to clamp the bands. 2, the rubber boot wouldn't have fit over the counterweight. As I showed you, the shaft has a counterweight right in the middle. I did go to the dealership and they told me that according to the technicians, you're supposed to remove the counterweight from the middle of the shaft. I don't know how to, and I haven't found any videos about it, and I really don't want to deal with it. So I ended up buying a whole new axle just to get this job done. Was a little pricey, but because I bought 2 rebuild kits and I literally used up one of them and went to waste, the service manager or the parts manager was able to give me credit for that one towards the axle. So knocked off about $90 on the axle, and we're ready to install it now. I lifted up the car a little bit more to get enough, have enough room to go underneath and get the input shaft out of the transmission. There's going to be 2 bolts that are holding on the bearing to the bracket, which then fastens onto the block. So I'm only going to remove the bracket from the bearing to the bracket that goes to the engine, and not the whole thing. All right, so it's going to be a bit of a tough shot to get under the car, but I'll show you guys as I go along. Okay, so here's bolt number 1 and bolt number 2 is somewhere up here towards the top, somewhere around there. So we gotta take off this guy and then pull out this shaft. We're halfway there. All right, we got the 2 14mm bolts on. Our shaft is also in. See it there. And we're gonna clean up a little bit of this ATF fluid, but we are almost there. We got the axle in. I'm going to torque down the 14mm bolt at the bottom of the bracket to 40 pounds. The other bolt, the one on the top, I'm just going to tighten it as much as I can and cross my fingers that it sticks. We're so close to, well, I'm so close to having this done finally. So here's a torque wrench, and I'm just beyond exhausted. So thank you for sticking around and accompanying me in my struggle. Pounds. I don't think I can get the top one. No way. But let's see. Could we get the top one? Maybe right here. Oh yeah, maybe. Let's see. Yeah. Which way is it though? Down? Nope. Bolt. It's just too much play. Yep, got it. Got the top one. Okay, good. Makes me happy. So this is my crimp. Hopefully that's good enough. What do you guys think? Alright, if you've made it this far, I truly appreciate your support and for sticking around. So I only got the drive axle in there, got everything tightened down. I was able to get everything torqued down as well. And then now it's just a matter of driving it, making sure it runs well. The only thing that I have pending is the oxygen sensor, which I'm gonna go run over to the parts and get it real quick. This was beyond frustrating, but I got it done. My initial idea again was to just rebuild the axle, but that failed. So I truly thank you for watching Gavilan Garage, where we don't know anything but we'll fix everything. Until next time.